Like all the best romances, our story starts with Snapchat. Now IDK how Snapchat works, but somehow my sister saw an advertisement for a Splatoon 2 team at my high school. They needed a fourth player. Now having just started high school, you'd think I would be struggling to find my place in this new world full of exams, vapors, and social stratification. But actually, I was thriving. I had my routine. Every day at lunch, I'd sit on the hill next to the track. Then I'd eat my rice while listening to Justin Bieber, occasionally turning it up whenever people started making fun of my ethnicity. Thriving. So my sister knows I used to be addicted to Splatoon, so she tells me about the ad. I say, wow, that's a cool idea. Hope they find another member. She starts insisting I join the team to make some friends. I insist that I'm doing just fine with Justin. I even invite Tobias sometimes. Cheeseburger. So that day at school goes like normal. When the lunch bell rings, I start jamming everything into my bag. That's when two 6-foot-something kids barged into my class. And they're headed straight for me. Hey there, we're Sam and Norbert from the Splatoon team. Are you Jaden? I shake my head. They look at each other. Are you sure? Your sister sent us a photo of you. That's not me. Are you sure it's not you? Like, it looks pretty like you. I don't have a sister. Sorry, but, yeah, we'll just... I breathed a sigh of relief. After all these years, my grade 6 drama skills had saved me again. After school, I told my sister the story, and she was annoyed that she'd gone through all the effort of snapping and chatting these kids, only for me to lie to their faces.
Bruh.
So mad, in fact, she told Mother, who forced me to join the team, or else. The next day, I met up with Sam and Norbert, and admitted to deceiving them. They too admitted they hadn't been tricked at all. Curse you, Miss Fisher! We set up a time to voice chat, and that night, we splatted it up. And after all the fuss I'd made, I actually had a great time. I'd been playing Splatoon for 4 years at that point, and despite rarely playing with others, I'd had tons of fun. But this was like dopamine being injected straight into my veins. It was the same game as ever, but having people to coordinate, strategize, and talk to made the experience way better. Even after a rough start, Sam, Norbert, and I got along pretty well. It was rad. Things went downhill immediately. Firstly, the fourth member never showed up. One day I asked Sam and Norbert about it, and Sam said Clyde, the fourth member, was very busy. Norbert then added, "Oh, by the way, Clyde's gay." Oh, is that relevant? Oh yeah, I guess that's not, yeah, yeah. Yeah, why is that relevant? Clyde quit. With only 3 members left, Sam made the executive decision to end the team. We hadn't been around for a month, but already we were done. We said our goodbyes, and on November 12th, 2021, the Dank Meisters came to an end. That's a fake name. I'm just coping because we never even had one. I was heartbroken, but more importantly, in a dopamine deficit. So that day I made a post in the Splatoon recruitment and free agency server, announcing my new team. While other teams were looking for players who fit certain playstyles or archetypes, I was willing to take anyone as long as they lived on this side of the planet. It was only minutes before people started DMing me. I was completely overwhelmed, and after getting almost a dozen requests to join, I took down my post. You see, almost every team recruiting at the time had an adults-only policy. I was taking anyone. And as it turns out, almost all the people who asked to join my team were teenagers. Over the course of the next week, I scheduled play sessions with all of them. And as long as they showed up and seemed nice enough, I let them join. Standards? We are not having that capitalist bogus under my watch. That's how we ended up with a team of 6 14-year-olds, a 12-year-old, and an old fart. In an attempt to be a good captain, I set up a Discord server in practice times. But with everyone's differing schedules, not to mention 3 time zones, finding a consistent practice time would require a lot of organization, skills I didn't have. I decided to instead have optional practices every weekday from 4 to 6, and so off we went on our adventure. The practices being optional, not everyone showed up every day, but a core 5 formed. Me, Lava, 41, Sodium, and Oak. For my own dignity, I won't tell you our real name, but with how bad our name was, we might as well have been called the Dankmeisters. Regardless, we'd achieved my goal. Once again, I had people to play with, and we were improving constantly. Even better, the server had become a gathering place for us and our friends. What could go wrong? The answer? More than I ever expected. All the teammates not in the core 5 ended up quitting the team. I think they realized how less than professional I was and just left. We were all still friends, but they had their goals and I had mine. While I thought the core 5 was a solid, unbreakable team, a division formed. You see, Sodium and Oak hated Lava, and by extension 41, as the two of them had become best friends. They just thought Lava was annoying. I thought Lava was annoying too, but I could deal with it. To their credit, Lava and 41 had no issues with Sodium and Oak. However, my past failures would come back to haunt me. Keen viewers may have realized that one of our team members was 12. For those unaware, Discord requires users to be 13. I didn't know the age requirements and had accepted an underage individual by accident, and that team member just so happened to be Lava. The day Sodium found out, he DM'd me about 1,000,000 times to kick Lava from the team for my own safety. I was not ready for this, but I muscled up all the courage I had, and I gave Lava a call. Hey, what's up? Hey Lava, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're off the team. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just not right to have you around anymore. Maybe in a year or two we can talk again, but yeah, you're out. I'm sorry. My birthday's in 6 months. Sweet, you're back in. What can I say? They call me captain for a reason. Infuriated, Sodium left and eventually created their own team with some of the best management I'd ever seen. Oak stayed around, but he was much less active. While I was able to ask a friend to fill Sodium's spot, the core 5 had fallen. Despite the setback, the team got back up. We signed up for a few tournaments, did horribly, but progressively less bad. A big part of our improvement was us Dankmeisters joining the Yellow Cat server. It was a server for people to find games. By learning from the higher level players in the Yellow Cat server, we all got better. Around this time, I began taking the game more seriously, and it started with changing my weapon. Up until that point, I mained the NZAP 85. It was a patent machine that special ink armor was meta defining. With a solid bomb to round out the kit, NZAP was one of the best weapons in the game. With all that in mind, I switched to Charger. Over time, I actually became one of the best Splat Charger mains in all of Canada, because nobody played the weapon. Life was good. In the Yellow Cat server, one member, to put it politely, was being inappropriate to another member. The Yellow Cat's owner, Rubix, tried to solve things, but their decision to rid the accused of all charges enraged the server. Rubix received threats to their livelihood and had had enough. While I was pretty good friends with Rubix, I wasn't aware of the drama until they messaged me. Do you know how to leave your own server? Yeah, you just have to transfer ownership to someone else. While people cheered for the end of a dictator, I contemplated my options. Either I could assume control over 2 servers, becoming one of the most powerful tyrants since Henry's 3, or I could find a worthy hero to guide this server to the light. After gathering the server together, for once, I made the right choice, and bequeathed ownership of the server to the only person I could trust, Sodium. His server being such a paradise, no person was better suited for the challenge than him. And finally, peace came to the valley. The rest of that year I played almost every day. We entered a few more tournaments. I even hosted my own. You can guess how well that one went. But soon I was only playing a few times a week, then only once in a while. Lava and 41, my 2 closest friends, had both left to join new teams that had actual practice schedules. The fallout of Rubix had left the Yellow Cap server near empty, in spite of Sodium's best efforts. With Splatoon 3 on the horizon, many players were taking a break. I quietly disbanded the rest of the Dankmeisters and eventually quit. So I created a dysfunctional Frankenstein team that's best result was 87th place out of 93. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. I'll be honest, that first year of high school was pretty bad. While I didn't mind listening to music at lunch, there's only so many times you can listen to Life by the Sea before it gets old. The team gave me something to look forward to at the end of the day. I didn't have to question if I belonged, I just did. I could have tried to keep the team going, gotten new members, been more organized, but I was okay with letting it go. While Splatoon had helped me through a lot, I needed to take the next step on my own. So if you're considering making your own team, do it. My only word of advice: don't advertise through Snapchat, whatever you do.